Hello, let's continue my Sudoku study series with Reticule by Skeptical Mario. So in this puzzle we have standard 9x9 Sudoku rules. You have to place the numbers 1 through 9 in every row, column, and 3x3 box. We also have killer cages where the numbers in these cages have to sum to the number in the top left corner, and you cannot repeat any digits in the cage. We also have thermometers, which we should be used to by now. The numbers along the thermometer have to increase from the bulb end. So if this was a 3, this could be a 4, 6, 8, 9. But you couldn't have a 1 here because it's less than 3. So those are the rules. There will be a link to the puzzle in the description if you'd like to try it. And let's get started. All right, with the cages, I want to start with the big one. This is 35, so it is probably the most limited in what numbers it could be. So it has 5 digits, and 5 digits, I think it has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Because 1 through 9 is 45 if you add them all together. And if you drop the lowest 4 digits, which is 1 through 4, that adds to 10. So yeah, that equals 45. Or 35, sorry. So these digits are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, not in that order. But we do have those numbers in here. And on the thermometer end, we can't have 9, because you can't have 4 digits that add to this. These have to be at least 6. And this has to be at least 6 individually. Wait up, how are we doing this? Oh yeah, sorry, I was thinking about this being an arrow. It's not an arrow, it's a thermometer. The numbers just have to increase. Okay. So the lowest number we can have here is 5, which would be 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yeah, we can't put anything lower here for the cage, right? The lowest number is 5. If we put a 6 here, numbers increase and be 7, 8, 9, what would we put here? So yeah, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we have 6, 7, and 8 down here. Obviously the 6 has to go in one of these two. And the 8 has to go in one of these two. So these are 6, 7, 8. And this can't be the 6, and this can't be the 8. Okay. Interesting how all these cages have a thermometer on one end and ending on the other end. Kind of makes you have to think about what numbers can go in there and how those interact, which I'm sure is the point of the puzzle. These two are both 26. Now 26 you could probably do with a lot more numbers because that's 9 less than 35, so there's probably a lot more options here. 1 through 5 is 15. And then obviously we already know 5 through 9 is 35. So there's a whole lot of wiggle room in there on either end. 9 in this cage is very interesting, actually, now that I think about it. Because 9 can't go on any of these cells, because there's always a cell bigger than them along the thermometer. 9s can only go on the ends of thermometers. They can't go at the beginning or in the middle. And 1s can only go at the beginning, if they're on the thermometer. So 9 can't go here or here, so 9 has to go in one of these two spots. Can it go in this spot? Because this is only 18 for this entire cage. And if we put a 9 here, these 4 have to at least add to 10, because 1 through 4 is 10. Those are the 4 lowest digits we could put here. So that doesn't work, because that would total 19. So this has to be a 9. So the rest of these 4 digits has to add to 17. And the biggest this one can be a 6, because we already have 7 and 8, 9 and removed. Actually, does it have to be 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a 5 or 6 up here. There's a 5 or 6. So this would be a 4 or 5, 3 or 4, 2 or 3, and a 1 or a 2. Okay. So these two cells at most add to 8. Which means these two cells have to at least add to 9. All right. What does that tell us? So if this was 2, 6, this would have to be, could do 4, 5. We couldn't do 6, 3 because we already have a 6 in the cage. We couldn't do 7, 2 because we would already have a 7 in or a 2 in the cage. Seems like there'd probably be well, actually not that many options. Would it only be 4, 5? We could do 8, 1. 8, 1 works as well. But we also have other options. This could be 1, 6. These two could equal 7. These two would have to equal 10. There's a lot of ways to do that as well, I think. It would be a lot easier if it was a 6x6 puzzle because there's only one way to add to 10 to 6x6, and that's 6 and 4. Oh, maybe this one's kind of limited like this one. This can't be a 9, so this has to at least be, or it can't be an 8 either because we're going to have an 8 in one of these two cells. So this at most could be a 7, which would be 6, 5, 4, 3. So this has to at most be a 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. It can't be 5 because we already have the 5 removed up there. And then this could be 4, 5, 6, and 5, 6, 7. We could still have a 9 in this cage right here. All right, actually this cage might be pretty limited because 1 through 5 is 15, which means we only have 3 degrees of freedom. We can't have a 9 in this cage. The biggest a number could be is 8. If we had 8 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 18. So this couldn't be 9 just from the cage, but it also can't be 9 just because of basic Sudoku. So if this was 8, these would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 for the rest of the cage. If it was 7, it could be 1, 2, 3, 5. If it was 6, it could be 1, 2, 4, 5, I think. Yeah. Do we have to have a 1 and a 2 no matter what? Because 2 through 5, or 2 through 6 is 19, I think. Because you're replacing the 1 in 1 through 5 with a 6. So you're adding 5. So it'd actually be 20. Yeah. So we have to have a 1 in here no matter what. But it doesn't necessarily have to be here. It could be in one of these 3 spots. And this could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, do we have to have a 2 in here no matter what? I think we do. In the cage. Because if we replace the 2 with the 6, we were 1 through 5, which would be 15. And we replace the 2 with the 6, that would be what? 19, yeah. So we have to have a 1 and 2 in here no matter what. And one of them is probably going here. We don't know that for sure though. Because this could be 8. This could be 7, 6, 5, 4. This could be anything 4 or below. Yeah, I'm just not sure what to do with that information. Although, actually, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, that makes this a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So we can't do 1, 2, 3, 4 for the rest of the row. Interesting. That makes this at least a 5, which makes this a 6, 7, 8. All right, so this is 5, 6, 7, and 8, which makes this 1, 2, 3, 4 for the rest of the box to equal 10, which would make this 18. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is now a 5, which makes this the bare minimum, which is 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we have 6 here. These 3 cells need to equal 20, which is 9, 7, and 9, 8, 7 is like 24. So we're not doing that. Let's clean up some of this mess over here. This has to be a 1 because these 3 can't be 1 for the cage. All right. We could do like 8 to what do we need here? 20? We could do 8 to no, we can't do 8 to because this would need to be a 10. We could do 8 3 9. That works. All right. Actually, we can't do 8. We can't have 8 in here because this 8 is pointing down. We're gonna have an 8 in here. I forgot about that 8. So we can't have an 8 in here. We could have a 9 if it goes right here. If we have a 9 right here, these two would have to equal 11. So we could do 7 4, something like that. 6. No, we can't do 6 5 because we already have a 5 in the cage. You know, I'm kind of ignoring some basic Sudoku stuff here. We only have 3 more numbers for this row. What are they? So 1 2 9. Do we have anything like that resolved? I don't think so. Well, this one can't be a 2 and this one can't be a 1. We have 2 3 4 for this row, so that's a triple. We can't put 2 3 or 4 in the rest of this row. So this number has to at least be a 5. So these two numbers have to at least be 5 6. Actually, we can't do 5 6 because we already have a 5 here. So these have to be at least 6 7. Interesting. That's a big number. So if these are 6 7, that would be 13. We can't do 6 7 because if that was 13, we'd need another 7. But we can't do. Could we do 6 9? 6 9 would be 15. We'd need another 5. And we can't do an 8. So is it 7 9 4? Is that the only option? I think it might be. Let's just double check that. These numbers can't be 1 2 3 or 4 or 5. So these have to be at least 6 or 7. But they can't be 6 7 because that would be 20 or 19 for the box. Meaning the last number would have to be another 7. We can't repeat digits. And we can't have an 8 in here. And we can't do 6 9 because we'd need 5 more, so we'd need another 5. We already have a 5. So yeah, this has to be 9 7 4. Which means this is a 9, and this is a 7 4 over here. Which means these aren't 7. This is 8 and 6. And this is 7. All right. We're getting some movement here. What are these 3 digits? We need a 1, 2, and 3 for the rest of the column. This one can't be 1, so this is a 2 or 3, which means this is at most a 1 or a 2, which makes quite a lot of sense. In fact, this one has to be a 1. Because there's no other spot for a 1 to go now that this one is here and this one is here. We're moving it from these 2 spots because we can't put a 1 on these 4 spots. Because there's nothing smaller than a 1, so that's just a 1 there. All right. Where does the 8 go in here? 8's going to have to go in one of these 3 spots. Or no, actually one of these 2 spots. Interesting. So that means this one or this one has to be a 9. Don't know which one yet. All right, let's do some basic Sudoku stuff here. This is 1, 2, or 3. Actually, this one isn't a 1 down here either. Yeah, that's right. We have a 1 here. So this is just a 1 up here. Let's see. 1 can't go here. I can still go in one of these 3 spots. These are all kind of wide open just because the 1 is so low. It doesn't really do anything for us. We need an 8 in here, which I already said. So the 8's got to go in one of these 2 spots. We need a 7. 7 could go here if this was a 9, but we can't do that. Because that would force the 8 to be here, which would force this to be a 9. And vice versa. So 7 cannot go in one of these two spots. It's got to go here or here. That's interesting. All right, maybe I'm focusing too much on the box. Let's do some more basic stuff. So what are the last 3 digits for this column? We have the 1, 2, 3, 4 quads. We still need 7, 8, 9. Do we have, we can't do 7 here. So 7 is going one of these two spots. Where is 1 going in this row? It's got to go here, here. Okay. 2 can go in any of the 3. We only need 3 more for this column, which are a 4, 8, 9. 4 can't go down here. 8 can't go up here. So this is a 4, 9. This is any of the 3. Actually, no, this isn't a 9. And this can't be a 4, so this is an 8 or 9. Oh, we got an 8, 9 pair down here. Okay. Do we have any other basic stuff that I'm overlooking? 7 can't go here. 7's got to go here. 8 can't go down here or here, so 8's got to go up here. That doesn't really do much for us because it's not really interacting with anything. Maybe I have to do this killer cage still. See, 6 can't go in here. All right, let's go back to this killer cage. What are we doing here? Oh, this has to be a 1 because this is a 2, 3, 4 triple. Okay. I was missing some basic stuff, but basic, yeah. Yeah, as soon as I place this 1, that made this a 1. Okay. I just missed that for a while. All right, so this is either 6 or 7 between these two, which means this one has to be, these two have to be either, let's see, we already have 9, so these have to be 17. Or these 4 have to be 17. So this is either 6 or 7 between these two, which means this has to be 9 or 10. All right. So if this was 5, these two would have to equal 10. Right? Am I right about that? Let me just double check that. We need 17 more. So no, if this was 6, these two would have to be 11. So these have to be 10 or 11. Okay. So 1 and 5. If we needed to get to 11, we could do 8, 3. If this was a 3, this would be the 8. We could do 4, 7, right? If this is a 4. Or no, if this is a 7 and this is a 4, because there's a 7 over here. And we couldn't do 6, 5. We can't do 5, 6 to get 11 because of this is going to be one of those two numbers. And we can't do 9, 2. All right. So if this was a 6, these would have to equal 10. So we could do, we can't do 6, 4 because 6 is removed from these two spots. And obviously you can't do 5, 5. We could do 7, 3, right? If this was a 7, this could be a 3. Could we do 8, 2? 8, 2. And you can't do 9, 1. All right, so that's kind of limited, but not that limited. This doesn't really have any high numbers to it. We already have 7, 8, 9 removed, so this could be a 6. Can't be a 5, it can't be a 4. Could be a 3 if this was a 2. This could be a whole host of numbers. Oh, we have this 2, 3, 4 triple right here, which makes this a 7 and a 4. Man, I just I said that earlier. I was like, oh, we have a 2, 3, 4 triple over here. Yeah, that's 7 and 4. Okay. Does that help us place a 4? 4's got to go in one of these two spots. For this row, we need a 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 8. Any of them could go right here. Or here, or here. That's very unlimited. These three have to be we already have the 2, 3, 4, so this is 5, 6, or 8. And this one can't be a 5. All right, and this one can't be a 6. So if this was a 5, this could be a 6, 7, 9. And if it's an 8, this would be a 9. This one can't be an 8 or 9, so this one's actually... Oh, this one can't be a 9 anymore. Actually, from the beginning, so this one can't be an 8. Oh, man. So this is a 9. I feel like I missed some easy stuff on this one. All right, so this isn't a 2. What are the last digits over here? We need a 2, 4, 8. 2's got to go right here because of this 2. So this is a 2. This is just a 4, 8. So that means this can no longer be an 8. This is no longer a 2 down here. Let's see, we got 7, 8, 9 still for this triple. All right. So this can't be a 1 through 4. This has to be at least a 5. 5, 6, or 7. Actually, no, it can't be a 6 or... Oh, 6 or 7 in the box. And it can't be an 8 or 9. So this is just a 5. Which makes this a 6. Which means these two have to equal 10. All right, so this would be 8, 2, 4. Can't do 4. 3, 7. All right. So this is 6. Can't be 7. Could be 8 or 9. Oh, no, it can't be an 8. Oh, this is a 7 because of the 4, 8 pair over here. Oh, you know what? I think I accidentally removed the 9 when I was doing things. This was a 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Don't want to make a mistake. All right. So this is 6, 7, 9 over here as well for this triple. This row, we still need a 3, 8, and a 4 somewhere. This is a 3 or a 4. 3, 4, 8. This one could be a 4 if this one's a 4. This column's down to 4 digits. 3, 2, 3, 4, 7. This one can't be a 3 or a 4, so this is no, it can't be a 2 either, so this one's just a 7. What are the last 2 digits down here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 6 and a 7. Yeah, so this is a 6 and a 7. All right, that makes this a 2, which makes this an 8. And this is a 3, 4, and 5. This is a 2. Makes this not a 2. This is no longer an 8. All right. This could be a 5. Can't be a 6. Could be a 7. Can't be an 8 or 9. We only need 3 digits right here, which are 1, 2, and 3. 3 can't go here. So this is a 1 or a 2. This can't be 1 or 2, so this is just a 3. Okay, so that makes this a 4. This is a 1 or a 2 over here. Actually, no 2. So this is just a 1 and a 2, and this is a 3 and a 4 and a 3. There's a 4 down here. There's a 9 and a 1. That makes this an 8 and a 4 and an 8 and a 9. Okay. We're almost done with this. This thermometer is not quite solved yet. This is a 9. And a 7 is an 8. What are the digits we need up here besides the 5 and the 7? A 4. 4 goes right here. There's a 5 or 7. What about in here? What's the lowest hanging fruit here? This cell, or this region, only has 3 numbers left, which are 2, 3, and 8. 8 can't go over here, so this is an 8. 2 can't go here, so this is a 3 and a 2. 2 digits left for the row, which are a 1 and a 5. And then we still need a 6 and a 7 for the box, so that's 6 and 7. We need a 3 and a 4 for this column. This is the 4 down here, and this is the 3. And for the box, we still need a 2 and a 5. This is a 2 and a 5, which makes this a 7 and a 5. We got all of our boxes and our killer cages and our thermometer solved now. Except for this one, actually. Missed that one. All right. So for this row, we still need a 6 and a 7. There's a 7 and a 6, and that solves that last thermometer. So that's a 9 and a 6. And then finally, we need a 1 and a 9. All right. I felt like I missed some really easy stuff on that one. Like this 2, 3, 4, I was like, oh, there's a triple. And then I placed a 4, 7 pair right here. And it was like, I could have placed that 7 there a long time ago. And this one, for the same reason, this was a 2, 3, 4 triple. As soon as I removed 1 from here, I could have placed the 1 here. That would have helped speed this killer cage along a little bit. But overall, not too bad. You know, like, it is kind of interesting how the thermos interacted with the cages. This one up here, I think, was kind of the starting point because this 5-digit thermo and cage only had one way of doing it. So yeah, that was interesting how that started off. This one is a little bit more limited, or a little bit more wide open, but it was kind of limited just because it was so low. But it still took a while to get that one going. And then these two are a bit more wide open. So yeah, definitely interesting puzzle. So thank you to Skeptical Mario for creating the puzzle. If you are interested, again, there is a link to the puzzle in the description. And if you're enjoying my videos, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know how you did with the puzzle.